physically. One thing you want to change together on 3.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dick
Body.
size. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. Alrighty. Everyone at home, welcome back to the Schwartz Show. Today we have a special guest. We did record, but then I fucked it up. So
Take 2.
Take 2 of. Anyways, so we have Braiden here. We are back. He's been on before, but we have, yeah. But it was a very chalked. I guess a chalked fucking. It was just kind of, we gotta work with what we got. Let's waste no time.
All right.
Let's hop right in. I think I'm gonna go off the first subject of just. I want to go with mental health. First of all, excuse me. How has your day been?
My day's going pretty good. Just did class. Had a good lunch.
Smacked on the, where'd you go?
Chick-fil-A.
Smacked.
Go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Pass that on the way home every day after school. Then gonna go to the gym.
What'd you hit?
Chest.
No, you're not. Finish what you were gonna. Don't switch.
Chest and a little bit of hamstrings and calves because I didn't finish legs yesterday. How was your day?
My day, I woke up, went to the gym, hit a little bit of legs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was putting one of the weights back, and like by my groin, that whole area just hurt. So either I have herpes or I fucked.
You definitely don't have herpes.
So I probably fucked something up, but that's good. Then I hung out, just chilled, and now I'm here currently. No class today, so I'm chilling. So just hanging in there, and then I got some grub. I went to some place on campus. I got like a breakfast burrito. Small.
Did you have lunch?
Not yet. Where am I going to go?
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to go back to campus once we finish this, and I'll
Mhm.
probably get some Subway. Foot long?
What kind of sandwich?
Oh. I customize my sandwich.
Yeah?
So I go with, usually it's a steak. I pretty much take the cheese off, and almost every type of vegetable, and then like either ranch, buffalo sauce, and that's it.
Valid.
With a whole wheat bread, of course. But
whole wheat.
then if I can get an adventurous, the chicken and bacon ranch. So I get chicken and bacon, and then all the vegetables. But usually,
ranch.
And then the ranch, or it's usually the steak.
Valid. I normally get, ever since they added like the pre-made sandwiches, you get the number 10.
Oh yeah.
It's like turkey, onions, lettuce, tomato, mayo. You add bacon.
Oh.
And you add pickles.
Ooh.
But you get the flatbread. Tell them to put olive oil on it and toast it with the olive oil and the cheese with some pepper on it while they toast it, and then they put everything else on it.
It's an interesting order. I don't know if I would. I probably wouldn't order that, but interesting.
I recommend. Get some salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, I don't get chips. I would. Sun chips. Garden salsa.
Okay.
Nah, not a big fan.
I like the cheese ones.
It's garden salsa, cheese, original, because those kind of slap.
Mm-hmm.
No, garden salsa, original, cheese, then the onion and sour cream.
I've only had the cheese in the original.
I like the original. Original's good. Well, let's just hop. We just kind of got off with fucking Subway. Well, let's hop right into it. I already asked you this question again. It may be repeated questions because I still want the answer and it didn't get filmed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start off with we'll take you back. We're going to take you back a little bit. I kind of rephrase this question. It says, what is one thing you would say to your younger self, but mentally?
It's kind of a tough question, cause didn't mean to touch your hand.
Just say it, bro. Like,
in like middle school, you're like very immature and you don't really know what's going on around you in the world, and so you're really just living life. Like, you don't have anything planned out. you're just going with the flow.
Just taking it day by day.
Yeah, it's really, you just go through the motions in middle school. So it's kind of hard to depict what to tell them, like, mentally, or, like, tell yourself mentally. But honestly, like, just knowing where you want to be, like, who you want to be in high school, like, when you take that next step, knowing how you're going to be academically, knowing how you're going to be as a person, socially, what you're going to do in high school, all the activities you're going to do. It's really just taking that next step and planning who you're going to be.
Okay.
Instead of, oh, high school just started, now let me figure out who I want to be and just go with it, instead of planning it out, knowing what steps you need to take to get there.
So if you were trying to figure out the steps to get there, what steps did you take that helped you so others can follow?
Well, I didn't take any steps, to be honest. I kind of just hopped in there and just
said fuck it.
Learn the hard way. I mean, you got to fail to succeed.
True.
So when I got to high school, I really just blew everything off. Kind of treated it like middle school. Didn't really care about classes. Really only cared about video games, sports, girls. That's all I really cared about.
That's a nice combination, though. Be honest with you. That's a great combination.
When I just hopped into high school, I mean, that was my motivation, basically how I was in middle school. Like, I didn't treat it different, when high school is a whole different world.
Yeah.
So if I could, like, retrace those steps back, I'd really focus in on what's my worst, like, what am I really bad at, and what could I do to be better at that. Like, say sports, and I can do everything pretty well in that, like, be good on getting to practice, going to, like, practicing, being there for my teammates and stuff, then I don't really have to worry about that. If it's academic wise that I need to worry about, then I need to find more ways to be more studious, be able to get my homework done on time instead of doing it late work. I mean, yeah, you get an 80, but you could turn it in on time and get a much better grade. So it's really just you figuring out, like, what you need to work on, and then figuring out those steps on how to work on it. And just don't be afraid to ask. Like, you can ask your parents anything, and they're not going to judge you for what you need help with. Like, even in high school, like, when I needed help with math my junior year, my parents went ahead and got me a tutor, and that helped me a lot, and it had me grow into new ways, like, I can study. And she taught me, like, multiple different ways on how to attack different, like, study
strategies.
Yeah, like, study strategies and stuff. And, like, just spacing myself out instead of doing it all at once. You can take it day by day.
And then, like, burning yourself out if you're going. Okay, I see what you mean. Kind of like go on a topic of mental health, especially men's mental health. Yeah. We are young men, but I feel like we're still learning, and we're still young. I'd say, like, when you're a man, I mean, like, 18 is when it's like, all right, you can be on your own, but
normally when guys hit about, I'd say 15 to 16 is when really life hits them hard. Yeah.
So, on that, how do you cope with, like, previous past trauma in your life?
I attack it multiple different ways. It kind of depends on the situation. Like, if I just need to get something off of my head, I'll just write things down. Like, I journal. Journal things down. Write how I was feeling about it, and write how I can go at it next time, seeing if there's different ways that I can get around it. And then there's also, like, just taking a long shower. Just standing there in the shower.
Hot or cold?
Hot shower.
So you're telling me, like, how, like, George Pickens showed at that TV?
I wouldn't say, like, standing like that.
Menacingly,
but,
I
like,
can't fucking speak.
Leaning on the wall, hot water just hitting you, and just thinking. Just blanking out and thinking about anything. Just taking your mind off of everything and anything. It's kind of a way of meditating, honestly. I mean, it's not really considered meditating, but it feels like it. And you could also meditate as well. Just sit down on the floor and just space out.
Honestly.
But it's really, I think of it as personal preference, different ways how you can deal with it.
Okay.
But those are some of the ways that I normally do it, as well as like if I'm mad or at anything. Like I've gotten a lot better at self-retaining myself and being able to just not bottle it up, but being able to keep it inside and then letting it go
Hmm.
without hurting anyone else.
Okay. So I'm gonna break that barrier of right now. I'm gonna break that barrier of personal talk, because you could open so much in front of a camera or a person. I'm gonna have like a conversation with you. So recently, within myself, I've had a couple instances where like sometimes you get flashbacks in your mind of like a previous situation.
Mm.
Recently, it's been more of like a, I guess, I don't know, getting stuck on some like things in the past.
Yeah.
So my question is how would you get unstuck from those things in the past? Whether it's like stuff with a girl or some like a situation that you wish you could have gone better, but it didn't, and you're just like stuck on that and you can't move forward. How would you go through that?
Honestly, I mean, dependent on, in my opinion, like dependent on the flashback of what it is, sometimes you can't yourself make it go away. Like over time, it's just gonna gradually fade away, but sometimes you can't really do anything about it. Like it'll always just be there. I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of person you are and like how you are mentally, but it all just depends on your mental strength. I mean, ways that I found for myself that works
Mm-hmm.
to like get my mind off of it is just keep yourself busy.
Okay.
Just doing things, and it could be as little as cleaning your room. I mean, really anything to keep you busy. Going to the gym's a really good factor of that. Yeah, like seeing flashbacks, I mean, it hurts, but you're going to have to,
Yeah.
it's going to have to go away at some point, because if you don't let go of that,
Hmm.
then it's just going to hurt you far more in the
No.
future.
Hmm.
And especially like say it's like a girl problem,
Hmm.
or like something that happened with a girl, and then months pass and you're now talking to a new girl,
Hmm.
right? You're going to try and find that girl in the new girl because of those flashbacks that are still sitting in the back of your head.
Hmm.
You're going to try and compare her to your last one to see if you're going to enjoy it or not.
I never
And
thought of
so
that.
that's what kind of sucks in this generation, because sometimes people just can't get over
Hmm.
their ex, and it'll always just be there, and they'll always compare you to them. If you're strong enough, you'll be able to get over it and say to yourself, they weren't for me. I know my worth, and I know what I'm looking for. They didn't treat me right, or
Hmm.
that relationship just wasn't okay at all. And I know what I'm looking for now, so I need to go find what I'm looking for now that will benefit me the best, and I will provide enough for them, as
Hmm.
well as they will provide enough for me.
True. I understand that. And we're on the topic of girls, right? You're in a relationship. Okay. Dating. Who do you think should pay for the first date,
The guy.
even if it went bad?
Even if it went bad, it's just, that's how I was raised. That's how I was taught.
Hmm.
I was only raised by my mom and my grandma, so I was always around like women, and that's just the gentleman thing to do. Even if it went bad, like say they were on their phone the whole time or whatever,
Some weird shit.
like you're not gonna expect them like, hey, you're gonna pay your side of the bill, or hey, I didn't really like this date. Can you pay your part? It's just, you went out, didn't go well, just pay for it. Don't
Just
gotta do it
move
again.
on. Okay. So you get into a relationship, right? The day went well. You start to, go out with this chick, and you get in a relationship. What is some relationship advice you would say to people who are just starting the relationship or a first relationship like myself?
Take things slow.
Okay.
Don't don't be too excited to jump into things when it's gonna feel forced. It should feel right when you should know when it feels right and the right time really for anything. That's what I've kind of had to learn in the past, because I would just automatically, boom, jump the gun, boom, jump the gun.
And jump the gun meaning what?
Just, I think that'll benefit me. Let me go to it. Let me just don't care about the consequences with it. Let me just go. Just jump on it. Taking things slow, I think, is one of the most important things, because you really get to grow with that person and you really get to know them more, and it doesn't get boring.
Go on.
All right. So back to what I was saying, like taking things slow. Yeah, you really get to grow with that person, and you get to see who they really are, instead of getting with them in a relationship first and then getting to see who they are. You get to see who they are first, and then you get to know, like, is this going to be right for me, or is it just going to be another life lesson?
Okay. How do you deal with, in your relationship, the girls for you, y'all like each other, you're taking it slow, whatever. You get into a rough patch. How do you face a rough patch?
Communication. Don't be afraid to express your feelings, but don't express them in a way that you're going to hurt that person with your words.
Okay.
Obviously, confrontation is one of the hardest things to do, because you're scared of how that person's going to react after. But it's better for them to know how you're feeling and see how they're going to react to it, instead of holding it in and just letting it hurt you that whole time. A lot of people don't like to communicate, and that's really what people should work on if they don't like to communicate, because you can't get anywhere without speaking about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if something's bothering you, you shouldn't be afraid to reach out to them and tell them, hey, this has been on my mind lately. It's been kind of hurting my feelings, I guess. Is there any way that we can come together and fix it? And it's not you against them, it's y'all two against the problem. And seeing how they react, you can tell their mindset on if they're against you or if they're with you trying to work at it.
So if they are against you, how would you handle it?
If they're against you, you kind of gotta tell them, like, I'm not gonna be treated this way. I know what I'm worth, and I know what you think what I'm worth is, and especially seeing how you're reacting to this. If it's always gonna be like this, I'm not gonna really be able to keep doing it over and over and over, because that's just gonna hurt you every single time. It's just gonna build up and build up to the point where it's all just gonna go into a rage, and y'all become strangers.
Okay. What is a good first date?
Like, my personal preference, or in general?
You can do both.
A good first date, in my opinion, doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't really matter where you go.
So if I took your ass to McDonald's.
Sure.
Really?
It doesn't matter where you go. It matters to me on how you guys, or how you and them be able to connect and see, and like be able to communicate and talk to each other without like any like kind of awkward silence or anything. Like, I've been going out with this girl, right?
I knew it would tie back to it.
Oh yeah, always. And like, just
hi, by the way.
Conversations just flow. I mean, there's no awkward silence, really. It's everything just bounces on top of each other. First time, first conversation, second, so on and so forth. I mean, really the only awkward conversation we had was the first time we met, but like it was at the club and it was really loud, so we couldn't really talk to each other. But like we had like small talk and got to know each other a little bit. But then that second time that we went out, I mean, technically first time we went out, but it wasn't the first time that we met each other. Just conversation after conversation, and like I really enjoy the long talks, because it just feels like it's just you and them. That's it, really.
Okay.
Like everything else disappears, kind of. Like we can sit in my car or her car for hours and just talk. We were sitting outside of a Target, and I was at Target getting some stuff for Valentine's Day, and she was on her way back home, and her car like overheats. Yeah, it overheats. And she was sitting at the Target that I was at, because that's on her way home, and she was like, you want to wait with me, like wait for my car to cool down? It should have been only like 5-10 minutes. We were there for about an hour.
Nice.
Just talking. And so just time flies by, really. So yeah, in my opinion, it doesn't matter where we go. It just matters how you're able to be with that person. If you're able to be yourself instead of acting a different way.
Good point. It's a very good point.
But in general,
Yes, in general.
a good first date, I wouldn't say dinner. I would say an activity.
Okay. Such as?
Mini golf, bowling, something like that. It's because, like, if it's your first time and say you're an awkward person, like first time meeting each other and y'all go to a dinner, y'all just face to face and just
It's
awkward
yikes.
silence. It's just a little like, eh.
It's too formal.
But if you're doing an activity, it's like y'all can have small talk as well as be doing this.
So you're not focused on overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has an opinion on a first date. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now let me ask you this.
Oh, okay. Throw a question back on me.
What's your ideal first date? Where did you take your girlfriend for your first date?
It was actually a double date.
Okay.
Why are you the first person to be like, what? Like, if you were the first person to not, like, what? Usually...
So, like I said, double date, you got more people there, it's easier to talk.
Yeah, so basically, went to Pinstack.
Oh, that new place.
It was nice. Well, I asked her, and that day she had work.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucked. But then she got out of work early.
Yeah.
And it was me, my buddy, and his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And his girlfriend worked at the job that we all work at. Me, her, and the girlfriend. So we all are, like, together. So my girlfriend was saying that, like, oh, now I can go. Now I feel like I'm just, like, I didn't say no, but now all of a sudden I am. Like, you see what she's trying to get at?
Yeah.
And my buddy's girlfriend was just like, go. Just go. And so when I knew she was coming, like, to Pinstack, I was like, oh, well, hold on, this is fucking happening. Let me just, try to, like, not shit my pants. But it was really nice. Pinstack was super great because one good thing is that both of us, the two couples, we separated our own ways. So it really worked out smoothly. Like, we had, like, bumper carts and shit. It was funny.
Yeah.
But then, like, obviously arcade games, we just, like, separated both. And it was really nice. She did beat me in basketball. So, when you're watching this, if she does, she probably will be. She'll be like, ha, bitch. Yeah, she literally would not get off my ass about it. But, no, there was a good night. Never done it before. So, I was just like, oh.
I've never been on a double date before.
I've never been on a first date before until that. I just exposed myself, but it's okay.
Hey, it's okay.
It's life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Everyone starts somewhere.
That is true. So, when you're on a first date, right, and you're nervous, get the butterflies, how do you deal with that? Do you just, like...
That's hard.
That's what she said.
I honestly just kind of let it happen. Like, sometimes girls like it when you're shy and a little awkward. Like, I'm a pretty shy person. I mean, not with my friends, but, like, in general, I guess I'd be shy. But, like, when we went out for the first time, I was very nervous. Like, I didn't know what to say. Like, when I picked her up, or like what we were gonna talk about, or how it's gonna go, if there was gonna be a next one. And so I would just say, just to try not to overthink it. If it goes bad, it goes bad.
Obviously, easier said than done.
There's always another person that you can go out with. But you can't go into it thinking this is gonna go bad.
It's actually gonna go bad.
Yeah, this is gonna go bad. Let me just think of who I'm gonna take out next.
Ooh, yikes!
That's a bad mindset to have. And so, overthinking it, just letting it happen, be yourself. Like, that's what I really like about going out with her, because I can just be myself. I don't have to put a mask on and be a basic person. I can be fun and who I really am without feeling like I'm judged.
So, if you find yourself putting a mask on frequently, how do you quit that habit or stop that?
You just have to be able to break that chain.
Okay.
You have to have that mindset of, this is who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
And if people don't like for who I am, then I don't have to see them anymore.
Let me ask you another question.
Okay.
What if you don't like who you are?
If I don't like who I am, then if you don't like who you are, sit down and think who you want to be. Think of the habits that you have that you don't like
Mm.
and change it.
Okay.
The first step of change starts with you. Doesn't start with anyone else. Doesn't start with what everyone else thinks. It's always got to start with how you view yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can always ask for people for help, and they'll be like, oh no, you don't need to change. I like who you are. But on the inside, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so just look in the mirror and say, or just think,
Mm-hmm.
who do I want to be today? Who do I want to be in the next month? Who do I want to be in the next year?
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want to be in the next 10 years? So on and so forth.
Okay. Interesting.
And if you don't know who you want to be, that time will come. I mean, it'll never not come. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
It does make sense. Interesting. So, I'm assuming with that comes pain.
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle pain?
Physical or mental?
Let's go both.
Okay. I'll go with mental pain first. It's really being more self-obedient to yourself. Being able to hone it in, but not, like I said earlier, like not bottling it up and just holding it to the point where it all just burst out.
Mm.
Being self-obedient as in, I can be accountable to myself to be able to work on what's hurting me.
Mm.
And if it's a person that's hurting me, either let them know, see if they're willing to change on how they're hurting you. And if not, I mean, sometimes you gotta cut it. I mean,
Like that one song. Cut it. Cut it. Yeah.
it's
Price is way too high.
that's one of the hardest parts about friendships, is because sometimes you don't realize that your friend's a problem until it gets to the point where you can't handle it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Holding on to things sometimes hurts more than letting it go.
Mm-hmm. So, if you feel drained if you feel drained being with someone or being with a friend, what does that mean? So, like for example, this is what's the word? Hypothetical.
Hypothetically.
Well, it's a hypothetical question.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hypothetically,
Yeah.
I'm now in this situation.
Uh-huh.
I hang out with an old friend or like a friend.
Let's call this friend Jim Bob.
Okay.
You're hanging out with Jim Bob.
Fucking Jim Bob, okay? You're cool with Jim Bob. Jim Bob's cool with you. We're all just having a good time. But as you talk with Jim Bob, you start to like kind of just like, Jim Bob is cool, but I don't like how I'm feeling. You know, you kind of get tired more, and you just kind of want to leave and like get away from Jim Bob. But Jim Bob isn't like fucked up. He doesn't say any fucked up things. It's just kind of like, you just don't mess with Jim Bob, not for the wrong reasons, just because like you just energies don't match.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I mean, sometimes it's not the other person. Sometimes it's yourself, like your social battery.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just have a really low social battery, like they can just be out for 30 minutes and they want to go home, or out for an hour and a half, want to go home. Sometimes people try and cover it up and say, oh, it's my friends that are draining me, when really it's yourself. But if it's really your friends that are draining you and not yourself, like you have a pretty well balanced social battery, honestly don't know. I've never had to have like that kind of problem before, like have to ever try and fix that situation.
Jim Bob, if you're watching this, fuck you.
I guess I would say distance yourself from him a little bit. Because, I mean, the other day, me and Diego were playing PlayStation. And he was, like... We've been constantly, like, talking to each other, like, every day. And, like, on the game with each other, like, 5 hours a day. Every day. For, like, the past, I'd say, 3-4 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
just
Straight
straight
up.
up. You're
Just out of the
annoying me.
blue, or just like...
Like, we were talking, and I was like... He wanted to play a different game, and I said, "You're a bitch," and he was like, "You're annoying me." So he was like, "You're annoying me like my little brother."
Oh, yeah. He is a little brother.
Yeah, he's a little brother. And he was like, and then we talked about it, and he was like, "You've been kind of saying things like that have been like kind of getting on my mind," and like. So we joke around with each other, and we're a little racist sometimes with each other.
You shouldn't have said that, but all right.
But I mean,
No way. You dropped.
I don't drop that. No.
Okay, I was about to say.
I've never said that to him.
No way.
I've never said that to him. I've never said that to him. No.
If
That's one line I will never cross with him.
That he'd probably beat the shit out of you.
He's given me permission to before.
Don't. That.
But so like we're a little racist to each other. I mean, jokingly, we're not like, "Oh, I hate you because you're black."
You're
or,
a different skin color.
Yeah. But he was like, "You said something earlier, and it kind of got on my mind, and it really annoyed me. And then everything else you said after that was like just
Blah.
make me want to beat the shit out of you."
Oh, okay.
But that's like our friendship, though.
Yeah, go on.
And I was like, "I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I mean, didn't intentionally mean to make you feel like that. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
jokes. I mean, you say the same things back to me, and it doesn't really get on my mind. But if it's really bothering you when I say that stuff, like, I'll stop, like, instantly."
Yeah.
And it's if they're draining you, because I could tell that I was draining him, because it just felt like in his tone
Dynamic.
that he was just tired of it. And he was like, "I'm gonna be living with you, dude. Like, we're gonna go through this type of stuff, but it's not something that we're just not gonna address at all."
Yeah, it needs to. Okay.
So if they are draining you, I would say distance yourself and communicate with them on why and how,
Okay.
and see if y'all can fix it, or if y'all could just get over it. Sorry, Diego, if you're watching this.
For what? You're exposing him? You're really
I
exposing.
mean, not really exposing him, but I love you, Diego.
Aw, isn't that cute? If you could change anything about you, 3 things, what would you change?
3 things. So you changed it this time.
I just didn't say it last time.
Oh, you didn't say it? Oh, gosh.
Mentally and physically.
3 of each?
3 of each.
All right. We're going to dive deep into
Okay,
this
we'll
one.
say it together on 3. We say it say physically one thing you want to change together on 3.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dick
Body.
size. Oh.
What?
Whoops.
No, I'm happy with mine.
I'm a little insecure about mine.
It's okay. It's how you use it.
And the little pad after. All right, go on. So you can start off whatever. I just wanted to.
So I said body size, like muscle mass. Not really like
You're getting there.
Sam Solik type build. Don't want that, but more of
A better version of Braiden Fairchild.
yeah, about 15 more pounds.
How much you weigh?
165. So about 180.
Damn, bro, you 165. Jeez. Boy.
Hey, I've gone a long way. I was like 99 pounds freshman year.
Hell yeah.
So
All
that's
those
a lot.
all those Bill Miller chicken tenders.
Oh gosh. Don't even start.
All right, well, so you have 2 more.
2 more. So body size was 1. We're just gonna keep going down the physical road.
Yeah.
Strength.
Okay.
I mean, that kind of ties in with body size, but strength in general. I'd say my fingernails. Me biting them.
Okay. And then why your strength and your mass? Why you want to change it?
Like strength in general?
Yeah, your strength and then your
I mean,
body mass.
sometimes I feel like I don't know, just sometimes I feel like I'm a lot weaker than I should be, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be able to say if anything happens, like, I would be able to have the strength to be able to do it. Like, if I get into a really dangerous situation.
You mean like fight someone?
I mean, fight or just, like, life-saving situation. Like, I want to be able to have that strength for myself to be able to do what I need to do.
And what caused you to think that you're not strong enough? By the way, see that bicep vein? Look, it's popping.
It's kind of like body dysmorphia. I mean, you're not always happy with you're not really always happy with yourself.
Do you think that is, sorry to interrupt, do you think that's body dysmorphia, or you're just not happy with your physique?
I'd say both.
Okay.
Because I'm not happy. I mean, I guess I'm kind of happy with how I look. I'd like to be a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But body dysmorphia as in, you're a ugly piece of shit. You need to, like, that's, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, you're an ugly piece of shit.
So you're almost insecure.
Yeah.
Same here. Nice. I just think I'm fat.
You're not
know
fat.
I'm not fat
You're not
anymore.
fat.
I know. I just still think I'm fat.
You're not fat.
Instagram doesn't help that either.
Yeah, social media is a big part in your image on yourself.
So
especially seeing gym influencers.
So tell me, how does that influence you?
I tend to not try and look at it. I like to watch Sam Solik because he's funny. But I don't compare myself to him because he's not natural.
He's not?
No one that size is natural. You think he's natty?
I don't care, to be honest with you.
But it's like, that's his lifestyle. That's who he wants to be. And yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and do that. You're making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not realistic because an average person doesn't have the amount of time that they can put into that.
Fitness?
Like, being able to look like that.
What do you mean time?
They probably spend, 5 hours at the gym a day?
What?
Yeah.
Why? That makes no sense.
What do you mean?
There's no way he spends 4 hours in the gym.
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you know?
Rough estimate.
You want to hear something? I guarantee he spends an hour in the gym.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Do you not understand? If you spend 4 to 5 hours in the gym working on whatever the fuck you're working on,
just full body workout.
Your body is gonna...
That was like a exaggeration.
Yes, your body's gonna need fuel. You can't... Then you're just gonna... If you do that consistently, bro, I'm telling you, your physique before is gonna look way better than months of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
So, an hour. But, okay. Continue.
Well, longer than an hour. But...
Hour 30 at most.
The intense, like... I was reading something yesterday that this, you remember William Lee? The guy with the pen that would always jiggle his pec? You know what I'm talking about?
Terry Crews?
No, his name's William Lee, the Asian guy.
Mm-mm.
And he would always jiggle his pec with a Sharpie and then give you, like, tips.
Oh, yeah.
So he quit posting on social media about 10 months ago because he was battling depression.
Yikes.
And he was saying that him trying to keep that shredded physique
Probably more
wasn't, like...
healthy.
That was why he was, like, so big in the, like, fitness area. Because of his physique. And trying to maintain that physique is a lot of mental...
battles.
Yeah. And he just really... I guess he couldn't really do it anymore, so that's why he stopped posting on social media, because having to have... That was, like, his source of income. Kind of, sort of. Like, he had to look that way. He had to get more shredded for him to keep on being able to post stuff on social media. And that was like tearing him down a lot more in his battle of depression. And so that's why he kind of just stopped. He kind of, like, just went MIA.
Have you personally have done body dysmorphia or, like, dealt with it?
Yeah.
So, what is your ideal weight?
Ideal, like I said, like 180, around that, between like 190, 175-ish area. That like window.
Okay, how are you gonna get there?
More calories.
How many calories do you eat a day?
I haven't been tracking, but I'd say close to.
You already got me upset.
I'd say close to 4K.
Calories a day?
Yeah.
Holy shit. What? When did you start?
Well, so
Are this consistent 4,000?
the
Or
last
like,
time I mean, on average about 4,000. Sometimes it's a little less, closer to 3.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a little more.
Mhm.
But so at the start of like April time, I was really consistent with like eating, going to the gym, and then I took like a 6-month break. Like I did not touch the gym for 6 months. And so I just felt like that whole like 3 months of work that I put in just deteriorate. And then I like looked at myself in the mirror one day and like I noticed it and I was like, holy shit. Like I look like myself from sophomore year. And so I was like, I'm tired of being average. I want to like change who I am. And so that's why I've been a lot more consistent now, going to the gym, intaking more calories, doing what I can to get calories. Because especially having that high metabolism, people are like, I'm eating so much and I can't gain any weight.
You can eat it.
Eat more. Eat to where...
Yeah, eat more. It works.
Eat more to the point where you want to throw up all the time. I mean, I wouldn't say throw up, but to the point where you almost feel sick. But
it's for a
not.
good cause. It's
Yeah.
not because, like, it's unhealthy.
It's not like you want to put yourself through that pain.
No.
It's
and then
because...
if that does happen, then you probably may want to call a doctor.
Yeah.
Or something.
It's just, you wanna feel constantly full as well.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're doing it good. When you're constantly, like, you don't feel constantly hungry.
So you said eat more. How else can you get to where you need to go? How often do you train?
5 days a week. 2 rest days. Well, really 1 full rest day.
Well, yeah, because
the
you
other
work,
rest
I'm
day,
assuming.
The other rest day is cardio. Just cardio.
Okay, so...
But then it's just rest.
Give me a rundown.
So I kind of... So I have my normal schedule on here, on my phone. But I kind of like mismatched my schedule this week because of... I've been going into work at 5 for the last 2 days.
So typically...
And so typically... I'll read you it. It's a little weird. It's me, Diego, and Waz's sets.
I want to see this.
But I won't tell you like the actual lifts itself because it's a lot. But I'll tell you. So Mondays is chest and shoulders.
Okay. Wait, just chest and shoulder, or just chest and then shoulders come into play?
Chest 1. Shoulders the other.
So you're hitting 2 muscle groups.
Yes, 2 muscle groups a day.
Technically 3, but...
Yeah, it's 2 muscle groups a day.
Okay.
I'll just tell you my workouts. On chest, we do the decline press, chest flies, and incline press. That was what I was trying to tell you was the flies.
Oh, chest flies?
Yeah, chest
Cable
flies.
or just like
Cable.
dumbbell?
And then shoulders, do shoulder press, raises, and bent over raises.
Bent over raise? Like...
It's literally just raises, but you're bent over.
Like on a bench?
No.
Like you're leaning down and you're just like...
You're standing up and you're leaning forward.
Oh, and it's like it works your rear delts.
Yep.
Got it. See, I know.
And then the standing up does your front.
Yeah, it's your...
Tuesdays is triceps, quads, and glutes.
Who made this?
Will. Don't ask me. Ask Will.
Well,
Me and Diego like to do biceps and triceps together.
like an arm day.
Yeah, we like to do arms one day, legs a different day. But Will likes to do a little bit of arms and legs.
But that makes no
I know. Don't ask me, ask Will.
Did...
So me and Diego like to throw our tricep workout with our bicep. And then...
When do you hit arms again?
Arms is
So you hit.
Fridays.
Wait.
So
Wait. Hold on. You hit chest and shoulders, but then you hit triceps.
that's why we do legs on Tuesdays.
Why don't you just move the?
We're gonna
I don't like this.
So
I
listen.
don't. Sam does not approve at all.
So listen, Fridays is biceps, hamstrings, and calves. So we move the hamstrings and calves to Tuesday, and swap with the triceps and put triceps with Friday with biceps. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why?
Don't ask me. Ask Will.
Because you already made. All right.
Don't ask me. Ask Will.
So just.
But our tricep workout is body weight dips,
like okay.
push downs,
Mm-hmm.
and then skull crushers.
I like that.
Quads and glutes is just a squat, like a barbell squat to warm up. They're all 3 sets, by the way.
Of.
Either failure or 2 reps to failure.
Okay.
Don't ask me. Ask Will.
I don't.
We
if
do.
you're gonna grow strength, why don't you train for strength?
I train for strength.
I
Will,
don't get.
I train for strength, so I do like, say 5 to 8 reps.
And heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will does till failure.
Will's also a different thing.
Yeah. But we do barbell squat to warm up, Bulgarians.
Split squats.
And the leg extensions. And we hold it at the top.
So static hold. How long static hold?
2 to 3.
So
So we also do the static hold, 2 to 3 seconds. And then
how many reps do you do?
how many reps?
Mm-hmm.
I try and push out 8 to 12.
Okay.
Increasing weight every set.
Okay.
And then we also do goblets,
With a plate or just regular?
dumbbell.
No. But do you put a plate like under your feet or just like?
Oh no, just straight up. Yeah. And then we also do hamstring curls and then calf raises. That's the whole leg day.
That sounds a lot more better.
That's the leg day.
A lot more. What's the word? Smooth.
Yeah. Wednesday is active rest and cardio.
Which is
I normally just hit the Stairmaster.
how long?
30 minutes.
What level?
9.
What? Like boom, 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 like constant.
I start at 9 for the first like 10 minutes, and then I'll drop to 8 and 7, and then by the time it's like 5 minutes left, I'm at 5. But I start fast and then gradually decrease.
That's your active.
But when I do my 5 minutes just to warm up, like on the Stairmaster, I'll have it on 9 the whole time. But active rest, just cardio, and then rest the rest of the day. Thursday is back and core. Don't ask me. Ask
Why
Will.
not?
But we do pull-ups to warm up.
It must be nice to do pull-ups.
Lat pull-downs. Well, you can also do band assisted if you need to.
Oh, yeah.
Lat pull-downs, and then cable rows, and then also close grip pull-downs. With the little triangle one, and then core is just any crunch motion really.
Okay.
Friday, biceps and triceps.
Nice.
Not biceps and hamstrings and calves. We do preacher curls, regular bicep curls, incline, and then spider curls.
Valid.
But I've changed. I normally don't do the. Sometimes I'll do the spider. Sometimes
You're
I'll do
weird.
the forearm curls instead. And then triceps is, like I said, body weight dips, push downs, and skull crushers.
Interesting.
And Saturday, same thing, active rest, 30 to 40 minutes of cardio. So it's really 3 rest days, but 2 of the rest days you're still.
I mean, like rest day, like doing jack shit.
Oh, that's Sundays, absolute rest.
Okay. So yeah, I don't really have a rest.
Oh.
Like,
Just go.
why just cardio? I do 3 days training, which is weights, and then 2 days cardio, and then 1 day is supposed to be nothing, but I work. So like.
Oh, okay.
Not
Well,
really.
still rest day. I mean, you're not really doing anything.
I'm in a pool and I teach.
Whatever.
Okay, all right, wise guy. We shouldn't be comparing. That's my fault. So to get there, how do you get there? So the 175, 190. What are some things that you've lacked on that you need to work on to get there?
Rest.
What do you mean?
Like sleep in general, because you need sleep to be able to.
And how's yours?
I don't want to talk about my sleep schedule is pretty bad. Go to bed 4 or 5 a.m. Wake up 9 a.m.
How do you go to bed at 4 a.m.? What do you do? What are you doing? There's one acceptable answer.
Yeah, let me guess. Homework, studying.
No.
What?
On the phone with the girl.
Oh.
Fuck the homework. I
mean, if you count me talking to Diego till 4 a.m.
why? Oh, he's a time difference.
He's just an hour behind.
3 a.m., 4 a.m. is a big difference, sir.
I mean, he goes to bed at 3 a.m., wakes up at 8 a.m., still 5 hours.
That's horrible. What are you doing? Why?
I'm awake now, am I?
Barely.
I'm more awake than you.
That's very true, actually.
Exactly. Some people can function off of 5 hours of sleep.
That's scary. I can't.
And some people can't. I mean, but yeah, rest.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll squeeze a nap. I'll probably nap in after I go to the gym today.
How long napping?
About 2 hours.
That's a slumber.
Maybe 3 to make it 8 hours. 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, I hate naps. I don't know. Is it okay? My thing is I hate naps because when I wake up,
You're sweaty.
sometimes I just feel like I'm running late to something.
Yeah. Or like you feel like what the hell is going on? Like you have no clue. It's like you just gained your conscience again. Like as a kid, like you just gained your conscience. Or like when someone tries and wakes you up and asks you to do something, you're like, huh?
For real.
It like takes you 15 minutes to like boot up.
Yeah.
Like you're an 80s Microsoft computer.
Yikes. Shout out to the 80s though. With your everyday problems or like habits, how do you deal with them? What are your strategies?
What kind of problems were we talking about?
We're talking about let's give you a situation on social media. How do you strategize that?
I mean, the easiest way to do it is put like a screen time on it.
Mhm.
You know, but the only thing is about that is sometimes you're not accountable with yourself, and you obviously know the screen time password, so you can easily turn it off.
I struggle with that. I watch Criminal Minds.
Yeah, but that's not social media. That's just watching something. That's different.
If my girlfriend's watching this, when she's trying to catch up to me, she's never gonna catch up to me. You know what I'm doing right now after this?
Watching Criminal
I'm gonna
Minds.
You're gonna leave. Probably gonna go back to campus, get some grub, and sit my fat ass down. And watch some Criminal Minds.
She plays some Fortnite.
I don't have my Xbox.
Really? Oh, it's right there. But yeah, like being accountable to yourself, turning off that screen time, being busy, go mow the lawn, go do the dishes, go see what your parents need help with.
True.
Obviously, if you don't live at home, you can't ask your parents if they need anything. Go to the gym.
I do in the morning.
Go play basketball. Like you don't even need to lift weights. Go play basketball a couple hours.
I low key need to. It's really nice.
Go running.
Yeah, but like I don't like it because I don't want to talk. I don't want college kids coming up to me if I'm middle of like trying to work through something. Like, you want to play pickup? No.
You want to run fives?
No. I getting over something. You know.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Just like getting active, getting off your phone, turning it on silent and not reacting to every single buzz. Does that make sense? Like every time you're just sitting there, phone goes off, gotta check.
You know that buzz gives you a buzz. Like what there?
Yeah, I saw what you did there.
It's kind of cool.
But I mean, it's kind of hard to stay off social media now because that's kind of what we grew up.
Addicting.
And it's also like what we grew up on, and there's so many things out there that you can see and so many information that you can find.
Yep.
I mean, you could delete it, but you can always re-download it.
Man, but your event, what I've noticed is I've taken things off of like my home screen on my phone,
Yeah.
and it still doesn't work because and once you get like that Instagram click, you're like, oh, I gotta go back to see what's up. My thing is, I've deleted a lot more apps on my phone, like sports apps. And I realized that your life does not change if you just delete sports apps. Like delete ESPN, Bleacher Report, all these apps, and nothing's changed. Like I'm like, oh. Like I didn't know we were talking that the 76ers got Buddy Hield.
I think it's Buddy Hield. Don't quote me on that.
It's a trade.
But I got a notification right
And I didn't even know when the Super Bowl was.
It's this week.
I didn't even know. I just got told like 3 hours ago was Super Bowl was this week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I just don't. It's really cool. But anyways, what is something that you struggle with? And if you say you're perfect, we're ending this episode.
No one's perfect.
I was about to say, don't do that.
No one's perfect.
Don't.
Everyone's got their flaws.
Where's one flaw?
Kind of like being lazy. Like once I get everything done that I wanted to get done, I'm just on my phone scrolling.
Have you ever thought putting a time?
I've had it before.
Why'd you take it off?
I didn't take it off. My parents took it off. Like when I turned 18, they took it off.
You can do it all. You can do it yourself.
I could do it myself, but
Yeah.
you can also have a password.
What if someone makes a password for me?
You can do that.
Oh, I just got an idea.
Yeah.
Just.
But
Where's the pen?
yeah, like not being as lazy. Like once I get everything done, like I'll just be laying down scrolling, or I mean, I guess getting on the video game isn't lazy, because you're actively doing.
Are you doing that
something.
just to waste time though?
No, because I mean, I enjoy it, and I enjoy playing with my friends, and it's not like I want to do this the rest of my life, and this is all I'm going to do. I mean, obviously, people can make money off of it and be really big. I wouldn't necessarily count playing video games lazy. Depends the amount of time.
And it depends on the situation.
Yeah. Like, if you need to get things done, or you're procrastinating on homework and you're on the video game,
That's your fault.
then you're being lazy. It's your fault. But if you have everything done and you're on it, like, so what? Go have your fun. It's just like going out with your friends when you have
Free
everything
time.
done. Yeah.
Okay. What is your dream?
In what time span?
I'm talking about your life. What is your biggest dream in the whole world? I'm talking biggest. And look at me. I'm not gonna judge you. I don't give. I give a fuck, but like not give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got two. So I want to be a teacher and coach, right? That's what I'm studying. I'm studying in history and sports management, double major.
Crazy.
Obviously, the coaching is the motivation. Teaching is just you can find a job easier if you have the teaching degree, and you're a coach. I'd say teaching wise, my biggest goal would making it to the next level.
Meaning.
Like NFL wise.
Okay.
And not for the money, but for the experience.
That's so cool. I mean, you can go across the fucking country and play for 3 hours and possibly get fired because coaching is kind of tough.
I mean, they make like $500K a year. So
You just said not for the money, but
like, just give me a year, $500K can do a lot.
it's true.
Can
But
provide
it would be
a lot.
really cool. You could train with a
But
lot of
yeah.
athletes.
I mean, like, yeah. And, like, that experience is, like, once in a lifetime, dude. Like, you're physically there working with
The greatest athletes.
guys that can be Hall of Famers, and you can say you built a relationship with those guys.
That's okay.
But
What's your second?
to all those car guys, Porsche 911 GT3 RS. That's all I gotta say.
Do you want that car?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why is your dream the car? Why? You just like it?
So I've been really into Porsches, like, ever since I've been introduced into cars, and I really like the company. Ever since they came out with the 918 Spider, when that was the fastest 0 to 60 in the world at its time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really kicked me into cars.
Mm.
And Porsche has always, like, caught my eye. And, like, that Porsche right across the street.
Yeah, you were like,
Every time I pull in,
Oh, the brown one.
The one right across there.
That's the abandoned house, by the way.
Yeah, that's a 90s 911. Like, every time I see it, I'm like, no matter the year or anything, they're always eye-catching to me. I mean, everyone has something that'll catch their eyes, like when it comes to cars and stuff. Like when you think of cars, like people that aren't really into cars, they're like, ooh, Lamborghini, ooh, McLaren, Bugatti. They kind of forget about Porsche, and like Porsche's really underrated, in my opinion. But honestly, that's an unrealistic car for me to own. It's about 150K.
Why is that unrealistic?
It's really expensive.
And
It's, I mean, realistically, if I was like a coach in the NFL, give me a couple years and I'll be able to purchase it. But realistically, that's not a very financial purchase.
why are you putting? You see, you're putting yourself a cap on your dream. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, but it's also
Well, you are living realistically.
realistically, that's not a very good financial purchase, because that's basically what, half of a house or a third
Okay.
of the price of a house, when you could say split that cost, get just as nice of a car, and be happy with that as well.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you another question. What are the steps you take to get to where you need to be?
You gotta have the connections. A lot of coaching is connections.
Well, I have connections.
A lot of coaching is part of connections.
My
Obviously, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have eyes for the, because people can be naturally talented but don't have the game IQ or IQ that they need.
And what position did you want to?
I was looking to do wide receiver, but I could learn almost any of the positions to coach.
Okay. Well, guess what? I'm just gonna throw that out there. My mom's friend,
Mm-hmm.
her brother is the team trainer for the Raiders. I'm manifesting it. Just throwing that out there. I can give you his email. I'm not just letting you know that if you do need I'm not gonna stop you from pushing yourself to be.
Even though they're Chiefs rivals. Yeah, Raider Nation.
I think we're gonna wrap that up there.
Okay.
I want to let that marinate a little bit for you. There's always an opportunity.
And see, I never knew that. Like,
I'm presenting it. Doesn't mean that it's gonna work out, but
it doesn't hurt to try.
my point. Anyways, I accidentally closed without asking the closing question, so I just closed.
He edged me.
I edged him. Now the closing question. If your life was a book and you're currently living the chapter,
Oh, I gotta remember what my answer was.
what is the
last
chapter
episode.
called? No. Fuck the answer last time.
That was a good answer.
new answer.
But it was a good
I don't
answer.
care.
But that was like
Bu- bu- bu-
really,
bu- bu-
I remember the answer.
Yeah, hay is for horses.
I need some time to ponder on this one. So I'm living the chapter right now.
You're in the chapter. What's the chapter called?
What it takes to be better.
Helps me later in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want me to elaborate or?
Sure.
It's kind of like earlier, the gym and stuff. Be better myself. Tired of being average.
You're not average. You're just right.
Um,
I'm an asshole.
but yeah, the gym, mindset, school. I could be a lot better. school wise.
I mean, but these do
Uh,
get degrees.
Instead of instead of waiting kind of last minute for schoolwork, get it done ahead of time.
Yeah. Proactive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reading. I haven't found a book yet. I'm gonna text you later about the books.
I forgot to send you pictures.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you later about the books because I might stop at Barnes and Nobles later.
Write it down. I remember the title. One of them. The Steve Harvey one.
Yeah, I was talking to my parents about the Steve Harvey one the other day.
Do you know what it is? I
No.
know what it is.
They recommended me. My stepdad recommended me a book. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, I have the Steve Harvey one.
What is it?
Ready?
Yeah.
Act like a success. Think like a success.
Act like a success. Think like a success.
And then another one. It's by like doctors. It's a white book. It's called Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself.
Okay.
And then the third one is Atomic Habits. The fourth one for the Four Amendments. And then there's a David Goggins one that says Can't Hurt Me. It was actually really interesting, but also was just mostly about his life. But I think those were the big ones that I read.
Yeah.
And then The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But
yeah,
that's just.
So yeah, that's my.
Have fun shopping.
That's my chapter.
What it takes to be better. Okay, now we're closing. Okay. Everyone at home, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Like, subscribe,
Turn on notifications.
post notifications. Are you even subscribed?
I believe so.
Check right now.
Do I get it doubled if I'm subscribed?
Double what?
Have you ever seen those? It's like those. It's like on YouTube. They're YouTube shorts, and it's like, oh, you answer these questions, you get $20, and then they like get the $20, and they're like, if you're subscribed to me, I'll double it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll double it. Right here.
I believe I am subscribed. Where do I view my subscriptions? What's your thingamajig? The Schwartz Show?
Mm-hmm. It's all good. Click on the channel. Oh! Got him! I knew it! I fucking knew it.
Hey, you were on my search, though.
Does it mean no?
I just subscribed.
That's what. Thank you. Appreciate it, bro. Much love. Appreciate that. Everyone at home.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was subscribed,
It's okay.
but I'm subscribed to your TikTok and your Instagram.
You are. You have.
I follow both of those.
High five. All right, everyone at home. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And
See you next time.
bye.